Hi everyone, Legend of Molly here, and today we wanted to share our footage and our thoughts on Hideaway Beach, which is the newest addition to Perfect Day at CocoCay, Royal Caribbean's private island in the Bahamas, and it is their adults-only area. Now, unfortunately, this is something that is not included with the cost of your visit to Perfect Day at CocoCay. It will be an upcharge that you have to buy either on the Royal Caribbean website before or sometime during your cruise before you get to the island. It's very, very nice.
We went during our Liberty of the Seas trip, and yes, it's a very nice area. Has lagoons, pools, food. We'll show you right now.
Yeah, and of course, lots of bars. But the first question will be, how do you get to Hideaway Beach? And it's going to be on the right side of the island. So when you get off your cruise ship, you get to the big main welcome area of Perfect Day at CocoCay, and you go to the right. And that is going to be where you'll find this adults-only area.
They do have trams, or you can walk. Walking took probably about 4 minutes. We walked there and then took the tram back.
It is kind of a long. It's a pretty walk though. You get a good view of, if your cruise ship is parked on the left side, you get a really good view of that cruise ship. You do get some cool views, but I would say probably take the tram unless there's a long line. And then you get to the big lagoon area. It's kind of a big semicircle, more or less, Hideaway Beach. Lots of fun chairs, and that's something you'll find all over this area. As you can see there, Adirondack chairs, hammocks, big loungers, all sorts of things. And then you'll also find some stuff like this, more hammocks that are closer to the water, some tables where you could put your drink on, and the beach itself.
The lagoon surprised me. It was definitely, for me, it felt like much more of a family lagoon. There was not much waves, and it was very, very shallow.
Yeah, it doesn't get more than probably 3-4 feet deep. Those swings were popular the entire time we were there.
Very Instagrammable.
Yeah, lots of people using those. But the beach was surprising because it's more like a lagoon. It's not like into the open ocean. So you don't really get like the waves and stuff. There's plenty of loungers all over it. The farther you go down that semicircle, the lot more loungers that come available.
The loungers and the umbrellas are free. It's first come, first serve.
Yeah, just like anywhere else on the island. Now, I think the main selling point of this area for me is this right here. This is a giant infinity pool. And one thing that's cool about this infinity pool, there are all sorts of wacky stuff, like these beds. I would assume they're the first things that go as soon as Hideaway Beach opens.
Yes, I think that would be lovely. However, I would be afraid of putting my stuff on that bed, just in case, someone had a little bit too much to drink, but very nice.
Yeah, and there's also, the pool is massive. You can see all sorts of cool alcoves here where like there's a section where you and your buddies can all sit on benches. The pool is also heated, unlike the other pool at Perfect Day at CocoCay, the one that you don't have to pay extra for. That one can get very, very, very cold. This one is heated.
It was more like bath waters. And they did have dancers and performers that came over, as well as I believe there was a DJ.
Yeah, the DJ played pretty much the entire time. And the main selling point of the pool, of course, is this right here. A giant swim-up bar, incredibly well-staffed and massive. That's one thing I liked about this. I feared going to adults-only beach that there would be like, giant lines to get some drinks. Not the case at all.
Yeah, I was shocked. No lines at all. And again, there was a DJ. They did play music.
Pretty loud.
It was a pretty loud atmosphere on that side of the pool. You could go to the other side for a little bit more quiet, but it was very loud.
And right where the swim-up bar is on the inside, where that big covered dome is, there's also a nice seating area as well as a walk-up bar. You can see me failing at cornhole here. Yep, that was a terrible shot. And that's located right on the beach side of the Oasis Lagoon. And then another thing for entertainment, to entertain the people that probably been enjoying that beverage package, there's a big giant beach ball that sort of people just can play with, and they played for hours.
They did play for hours. We stayed a little bit farther down on the pool. So if you want to avoid the beach ball, you can definitely avoid it, or you can join in the fun.
Yeah. One of the first things you get to on the Hideaway Beach area is this called On the Rocks, which is a massive bar. Cool sofas, Adirondack chairs. I also like that there's games over there, so you can play pool as well as shuffleboard, and it's another big bar. This would be very important if you're on a sailing when there's like sports going on. Like if you're there on an NFL football Sunday, because they do have TVs that'll play sports and a area where they played live music as well. I think there was a band and then a saxophone guy also, which was a little different for a private island kind of beach party atmosphere. I would say this is a little bit more relaxed than the pool area. Love shuffleboard. And here's the menu. I did get a passion fruit Mai Tai when I was there. It's kind of one of the funkier items. It was very sweet. Very, very sweet. But I didn't try any of the other drinks. I just went with my tried and true favorites. I love this. A boat that they turned into a bar. That is wonderful. Well done, Royal Caribbean.
The drinks are included if you do have the beverage package on Coco, and they do have some special foods. Empanada and pizza can only be found in this section of the island. The pizza was just okay. Sorrento's I thought was better. The empanadas honestly were pretty decent. Nothing wowed me though.
No, I expected the food to be a little bit more upscale with this being a paid extra area. Do like that they have the soft serve ice cream machines, as some days in the Bahamas it gets very, very hot, and that would very much help. Also, by the Slice of Paradise area we get the pizza, there is also another bar over here. There was really no shortage. You could go probably 100 feet on this island without hitting another bar to get drinks. The main food area is the Hideaway Hut, and if you've been to Perfect Day at CocoCay before, it's very similar to the Snack Shacks. They do have a couple more items than you would find in the non-pay extra area, but a very similar idea with the burgers, hot dogs, chicken sandwiches, mozzarella sticks. They do have a little bit more fancy stuff like the coconut shrimp and the ceviche, which are probably the highest value food items, I think, on the island. I got the crispy chicken sandwich, very good. Mozzarella sticks were good, but unfortunately they changed their mozzarella sticks and they're not quite as good as they used to be.
It's a very sad day.
Yeah, there's also right by the food area, of course, another bar, no surprise there.
Plenty of bars.
Yes. These are very important. By the food areas, there's also places to get ice water as well as juice that is complimentary. Very smart, very important to have those on an island.
Yes, especially for people like me that gets dehydrated very quickly. I had a couple glasses of water. Now you can bring your towels off the ship or you can rent towels here. If you rent towels, just make sure that you bring them back to that location.
Yes, and of course, it's a big fancy new private island area. There's got to be cabanas you could buy for exorbitant amounts of money. And there's two different cabana areas. There's one by the main pool that we're looking at now. And then there's this area. This is the fancy cabanas, the very, very expensive fancy cabanas with their own infinity pool. Now, me as somebody that paid $26 to get in and did not buy a fancy cabana, I can't even go in that pool. But these people, they definitely have a peaceful pool. Also, where these cabanas are, you're well away from like the DJ and the party scene. So if you want a more tranquil beach environment, I would definitely go down to that side of the island. And there we go. That'll kind of do it for our thoughts on the Hideaway Beach area. We paid $26 a person. We bought it, I think it might have been during a Black Friday sale. Royal Caribbean, unfortunately, with their shore excursions or their drink packages, they use like dynamic pricing. So you got to kind of keep an eye on the pricing. And you can buy it at one point. If the price drops, if you go back to their website and you see, oh man, I paid $35 for Hideaway Beach. It's now $25. If you call Royal Caribbean, you could rebook at that new price and get that money back, which is cool, but it's also really annoying that you have to do that. I enjoyed my time at Hideaway Beach. I don't know if I would... It's hard to recommend or not recommend. Like, what I paid wasn't bad. Now, there's plenty of other ways on that island you could enjoy yourself without paying any extra money. So I think I would keep it as like a nice treat. I might do, 1 out of every 5 visits to Perfect Day at CocoCay. But I think something big for me is opening up this new section of the island. It's another place where you could put 1,000 people. That means that's 1,000 people that are not going to be, in the Oasis Lagoon or at the floating bar. So I think even more so than having this new place to go, just expanding the capacity of the island might be the biggest win when it comes to Hideaway Beach.
I agree. It's the capacity since CocoCay usually has 2 ships every single day now, with them sharing it with Celebrity and all the royal ships that are here. So the capacity definitely helps. And again, I like the unique food, not the best quality, but it was interesting of having some different options. And it was just nice not having any kids. If your ship has a lot of children, I would recommend that as well. No splashing.
Yeah, that's I think the one selling point for me is like I know you're going to save a lot of money by buying in advance, but I think it might be a little bit smarter to wait and see when you're on that ship and be like, oh man, these kids are running wild. We need to get away. And that's 8 hours on that island where you'll be with no kids whatsoever. All right, that'll do it. If you have any questions about Hideaway Beach, let us know in the comments section below. And thank you very much for watching this video.